Now the owner of London's Heathrow and Stansted airports just reporting its latest result. It lost more than £190 million in the last 9 months. That's down from the £785 million loss a year earlier. Let's get straight to those numbers. I'm joined by the Chief Executive Officer, Colin Matthews. Good morning, sir. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Good morning.
The pre-tax loss is narrowing. When will we have a pre-tax profit?
Well, I think the key measure for us really is the EBITDA number, and if you look at that for the 9 months to the end of September, £719, that's up 8.4%, and cash flow very close to that number, £690 million, and just about one for one, each one of those pounds being invested in our airports.
So, I mean, just to go back to that question, I mean, are you close to a pre-tax profit or not?
Well, we're much better, we're much closer than we were some time ago, and this set of results has no exceptional or very low-level exceptional results, so it's a clean set in that point of view. But I think the trends, the measure of our business is better looked at on the cash flow basis.
And you had a record month in September at Heathrow. I suppose the question is, with the spending review only a week or so ago, Colin, are you worried that the pickup in passenger traffic you've seen might be only temporary?
Well, I think if you can look at the difference between Stansted and Heathrow. Stansted is more exposed to leisure traffic, and that has not really recovered. And I think consumers are not spending as much on holidays at the moment. The encouraging side of the picture, though, is the business travel, which has been is more relevant at Heathrow, and the growth in that has been strong, as you said. So, third quarter passenger numbers as a whole up 4.4% on a year ago at Heathrow. So I think Heathrow is exposed not just to UK economic activity but to global economic activity. We're connecting UK business to growth around the world, and therefore Heathrow numbers are rather encouraging.
You're desperate not to sell Stansted, aren't you? You're going to head to the Supreme Court to overturn the latest decision on what the Competition Commission ruled. Are you just stalling?
Well, that process has probably got some time to go, but you can see from these numbers today that Heathrow is by far the biggest part of our business. It's my principal preoccupation, and getting Heathrow right is the biggest driver for customers and for shareholders.
Do you think you'll end up selling Stansted then? I mean, is it a lost cause, this?
No, I don't think so, but it's really too soon to say what's going to come out of a process. The process started in 2006. It's not about to end tomorrow. The key thing for the business is we stay focused on what matters, which is improving customer service, and with that, therefore, strengthening our financial position.
The other big story with regards to you is Ferrovial, your owner. It's selling a 10% stake. We know it's to reduce their debt, but does this affect your relationship with Ferrovial?
Well, our relationship with Ferrovial is excellent. Since as long as I've been here, it's been clear that their interest in BAA is long-term. They reaffirmed that just this last week. All of our shareholders, and Ferrovial being the biggest, have been fantastic, standing by us through really difficult times, injecting £500 million of new equity within the last year. And for us to have one more such shareholder is fine by me.
Just want to have a final question, if I may, Colin, on comments ascribed to Martin Broughton, of course, the chairman of BA, on the front of the FT today, saying that we shouldn't kowtow to the US when it comes to airport security. Has he got a point, or you're a man who knows these things because you've got to pay for them?
Well, what we do in the airports today is the result of one regulation laid upon another, with a base of European standards, UK requirements added on top of that, and the chairman of British Airways referring to additional US requirements laid on top of that. We could do a better job for passengers if we could redesign the process, saying what do we want to achieve, what's the best way of achieving it. So we could do a better job for passengers, do it more effectively if we would sit around the table with the authorities who define all of this and agree the best way ahead.
Final question, if I may. Debt refinancing. I know you're selling a couple of £100 million worth of bonds to tie up your debt financing. Can you just tell us how all that's going?
Well, it's outside the level of the company's results we're announcing today. It's at a higher level within the structure. And a year ago we had a tranche of debt that was 1.5 billion that needed to be paid in the spring of 2011. We've already refinanced £1 billion of that, and we're just in the process of refinancing that final £500 million. And we're announcing steps in that in the last few days, and we'll have a few more details in the coming day or so.
Colin Matthews, BAA Chief Executive, thanks for joining us today.